Hey everyone, it's Jack again with Toy Dojo, and now we're taking a look at Fanstoys Lupus, or their version of a Masterpiece style Weirdwolf. As you guys know, I am a huge Fanstoys fan. I said that in the Sovereign video, I said that in the Grinder video. This one feels like Fanstoys maybe was just giving us a, I don't want to say a throwaway figure, that's not right, but just kind of hey, let's look here, have this one for right now until we get our next great one out. He doesn't feel, having dealt with both the other two, it feels like this one's just a little bit more simplistic. There's not a lot of detailing onto him. It's just kind of, I go back and I look at their version of Perceptor, and it kind of reminds me of that. And then going back to Perceptor now, I'm like, you know what, actually Perceptor is a little bit more detailed and things like that. But I remember when I got Perceptor, I wasn't really super impressed because I was like, well, that's not the way Fanstoys does their stuff. I'm feeling that same way with Lupus here, or Weirdwolf. I'll keep calling him Weirdwolf, but I'm feeling that same way with him. So, you know, it is what it is. So here he is in front of us. He comes with this gun right here, and it's just a nice bluish, greenish gun right here. He comes with this sword, and the sword itself doubles as his tail when he's in his wolf mode there. So it's a nice looking sword. I do like the way the sword looks. That looks cool. Reminds me of like an Arabian type sword that they had like that, like from Aladdin or something like that. So it's a nice looking sword. Lupus himself, Weirdwolf. Again, just simplistic. There's not a whole lot of paint apps onto him. He's got, you know, his mold colors here. He's got this silver here, silver down here on the legs with some red. Going along the back, there's the wolf head right there. And I will say, though, he is heavy. He's got a lot of nice die cast in him, so that's a good plus for him there. Opening up this chest piece, the one thing they did do, since he is a headmaster, is they gave him those little, like, specs, if you will. Now, they don't work when you plug in the headmaster. It's not going to flip anything. It's just painted in. And then even at that, I don't think they did a great job. And now this, mind you, is a pre-production sample, so maybe that'll make it look a little sharper. But the paint itself looks, you know, it doesn't look very, you know, done very well. You can see the edging there. They didn't get it done just right. So I wasn't a fan of the way that looked right there. But, you know, that's me. And then his head pops in. It just sits right in that square peg hole right there. And then the head just sits in and out like that. The head does move. It rotates left and right. Can look down. Can look a little bit up. Not, whoa. I was too close. Let's start that again. The head goes in like that. Can look down, can look a little bit up, and go side to side. The shoulders rotate on a nice, strong ratchet there. Now, the one negative on the shoulders that I don't like is you don't get that much range. That's the only range of motion you get right there. That's it. You don't get to come all the way out. So, I'm going to bring in Perceptor, because I have him here, just to show. So, Perceptor at least got that much motion out of his shoulder there. And like I said, he was, I thought, simplistic too. So this one, he doesn't get that much motion in the shoulders there. Down here on the elbow, does get an elbow bend like that. Now that's as far as it's going to go. It doesn't go in. It looks like it should go further, but it doesn't. And I don't want him to break, so he doesn't get a full, you know, up motion on that shoulder there. He does have a lower bicep swivel right there. Hands are articulated, wrist swivel there. And then the hands, again, are all individually articulated on themselves there. Down on the waist, he does have waist rotation as well. The legs do come out to the side. They do go forward and backwards. He's got rotation up here at the hip. I don't think there was anything, let me see. No, not right there. It looks like it should be, but there's nothing right there that I can get on that. And then the knee goes about that much. Down here on the foot, you can't do this number here. It's more for transformation. And then he's got a bit of a toe tilt like that you can get out of him. Again, not overly impressed with him. Like I said, I think this is just one of theirs that they just made. I don't know. This is their first time attempting a headmaster. And so I don't think it's that difficult. I'm not a toy creator, but I don't think it's that difficult. You just basically make the head removable and you make it into a headmaster. So I just think that this one, they just kind of let us down a little bit because it's not as grand as, or maybe it's because they were saying, hey, here comes Grinder, here comes Sovereign, and then here he comes. We look at them two, we're like, wow, and then we see him, we're like, oh. So, there he is. Let me show him off size comparison-wise. We'll take a look at him with Perceptor there. So he's taller than that. He's about the size of MP10. I'm going to bring an MP10 here just to show you, again, since he is a staple, that they are the same height, head to head. These two guys are the same height. Let me stand them up straight here. There we go. So head to head, him and Prime are the same height. Like that. And let's bring him in with some Decepticons. We're going to go ahead and there's Scourge. Speaking of Sovereign, there's Sovereign right there. And let's go ahead and bring in Eligos or Cyclonus right here in the back. So with them, he looks a little bit better. He fits that there. I think they make him look a little bit better, but it's because they look so good that it kind of throws him as to a little bit better. But again, he's not, by far, he's not the greatest one that they've ever released. So, something fell behind me. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these guys out of the way and we can transform him and get him into his wolf mode. Okay, got the other ones out of the way there, so we're going to go ahead and just transform him real quick. And it's a very simplistic transformation, it's not very difficult at all. Before we do that, we'll pop off the head, that's part of it, but let's take a look at him. We didn't talk about him all that much. His Headmaster here, so pretty nice looking Headmaster here. He's standard just like the way Headmaster will be, so you just pop open the legs like this. And there he pretty much is. Now the Headmaster himself actually looks pretty decent. They did a good job on that. Nice paint on him. He's got more range of motion, I would say, than Weirdwolf does in his raw mode. His arms come about the same height. So there he is right there. He also does have a secondary face that it came with as far as Weirdwolf's face, and that just pops out. Yeah, it's supposed to just pop out. That's supposed to pop out just like that. And then you just take this one and put it right back in its place. So there's that second face to switch out with this one if you want a different kind of a mouth on him, I guess. So that one just goes right inside there. Alright. Let's go back to transformations. Transformation is really simple. Start off here with the forearms and pop open this piece right here. And you start to flip this out. When you flip this out, you'll notice how well we can see. Let me zoom in some. But there's that little, there's like a, use this tail there. There's that section right, that little piece. That's got to flip out. So you want to push that out all the way. And that's going to flip underneath the bottom just like this. So it was right there. So that pushes out through the bottom here. And that comes out of the bottom right there. And that's the only way you're going to get these hands to flip inside. So the hands, you want them folded to where the fingers are facing the ground. And then flip that up. That'll go right inside there. And then you can close that up and push that back into place there. And that goes one of the legs there, his wolf legs. So the same thing on the other side here. Just flip this up. Make sure push that out while you're doing all this. You can make it in one motion. Palms down. Flip it up. Like that. Close it down. Close that back up right there. And there's the front part of him like that. Head just flips up and it's going to peg into right there. You can see that. That pops into that right there. And then you got his wolf head right there. Which is a decent looking wolf head. I actually like that. That looks cool. Looks really neat. Now here on the side you can see there's this section here. It's a sliding mechanism in here. That's going to bring this whole cavity right here and fill it up. And that's going to be the cockpit area where the Headmaster sits. Now the one thing is that does not stay locked into place. So like if I was to sit there and do this number to it, it goes down. So hopefully that's something they can figure out with the final one. So that way it doesn't just kind of sink in when you do that. And mind you, I'm not even tapping it that hard. It's just a few taps. So hopefully that's something they can figure out to keep that up. We'll see, I guess, when the final one comes out. So there goes that. We'll work down to the legs here. So on the legs, flip open this panel like this. you're going to want to just get this whole foot and kind of rotate it here. But in order to do that, that's got to rotate around like this. To get everything situated, you got to close this up like this, just like that. Down here, we're going to bring the leg out, and it's going to flip up like so. That's going to lock into place there. You're going to get this one here. That's going to flip over and tab into there. So that locks into place there. That goes just like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this whole assembly, and it's on a double hinge here at the knee. So you're going to take that and you're going to flip it into itself here. Okay, before we do that, I'm going to work on this side here. So again, just do that. Let's get that out like that. Flip this up like this. Flip this around like so. Just like that. And then lock this down into there. Now we're going to work on this part right here. So you're going to flip this up at this joint here, and then fold it over again into this one. And that goes right there. And then the same thing on this one here. Flip that up on that first one. Fold it down and around like so. Come on. Get up there, get down there. Get right there, get right there. Okay, now you're being a little pain in the neck. There we go. Or there we don't go. I don't have it high enough here. Okay. Up. Up. There we go. Or there we don't go. Technical difficulties, please stand by while I get this thing situated like this. Oh, hello, dummy. That's on me. I showed you the other one. This has got to flip, and that's what I was doing wrong. You got to flip that down. Okay, that's on me. All right, so now we're going to do it right. All right, look at that. Look how easy that was, ladies and gents. If I just pay attention to my own directions, I'd be fine. I'm sure some of you are sitting there watching going, you said to flip that up. Why didn't you flip it up? All right. And then once you get all that, these are just going to tab in together right there and lock in. Now, the way this is supposed to work is you see these two tabs right here on either side are supposed to plug into these right here on the inside there. You can see that. They don't really go in. I've been sitting here and I messed with it, and I couldn't get them to go in right. Over and over again, I tried to get it. I couldn't get them to go in all the way. So hopefully that's something they're going to fix on the final one. So for right now, I'm just going to leave that the way that is. Flip down the feet like this, or the legs. Flip this one down like so. And then back here on the back, the sword fits into the tail, and that makes his tail. Now the one thing I noticed, and I tried to change it and it wouldn't change, but this plugs in like this. You can see the shape of it. That little T shape there is going to go into that T-shaped spot back there. So that just plugs in rather like that. No, like that. So the one thing I noticed is that his tail is supposed to be folding up, not down like this. So it's not supposed to fold down in itself. It's supposed to actually be flipped the other way. So it's very simple. I tried to do it, but I didn't want to sit there and break it. But it looks like... And actually, no. I thought it did, but it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Right there. See, that's on a mushroom peg. You can probably just pop that out and change it. But it's painted, and I didn't want to... Let me see. Or if I just twist it around. There we go. Okay. Oh, that was a bear because of all that paint there. Okay, that should work better. All right, there we go. Now that works. That's the way it's supposed to look, just like that. So he's got his tail action there. And see, that's what I was talking about, this piece here. I didn't push on it, but it fell through. So that goes up like that. You situate the feet how you want and the legs how you want on the wolf. This keeps sliding. So as far as the wolf goes, I mean, it's okay, I guess. He's got a rotation here and then one here as well. So there's a lot of rotation on the neck area there. You can look up. pretty good amount. That post pegging right there down. The arms, they don't really come out. They rotate. These bend like this. The paw bends as well, right here. And then the back paw, the same thing will bend, and you get the same rotation there. So, and this doesn't stay up for the life of it. Okay, and it doesn't really, it sounds like it snapped into place, but it doesn't really snap into place per se. Let me get him back in the frame there. His headmaster, this does flip open. And there's like a little cockpit area inside there that he can sit inside. This thing will stay up. These handlebars in here, they do move up and down. So if you want to do that, and you can take him and sit him inside there to control his wolf body, like so. Yeah, come on. I don't think that closes down. Let me situate this better if I can. They are supposed to go right inside there. There's a little spot for his legs to fit inside, so let me get that in there. There we go. That works better. Alright, there we go. So he does fit in. Like I said, I mean, it's not a bad figure, but it's not, I just don't think it's what Fanstoys normally does. So, will this be for you? Only you can say. Even though I don't think it's a great figure, because I collect Fanstoy stuff, I will pick it up just because I'm a completist and I like to collect, you know, all of one certain style. And so I will end up collecting this one just because, like I said, I do collect Fanstoy stuff. Now, I didn't find a place for the gun to stow away inside this mode here, so you won't have a spot for that at all. But there are a few things I need to fix on this thing. Like I said, this here being one of them, that needs to be fixed. And then these here, unless I just didn't get them right, but no, I'd mess with it many ways as I could, and I could not get those things to tab in there. So that's something that hopefully they can fix. You can see that the lip is what it is right there. Doesn't allow for that clearance there, and if you pull it out further, it's not going to do. So that's got to be sitting like that. So it's just that lip. It's just not giving enough room to put it inside there like that. So great attempt, nice looking figure, just too basic, and but you know, the wolf mode, I'm not gonna lie, it does look cool. I do like the way that looks there. That looks really neat. I like the head. The head looks really cool. I like that. I like the eyes. So that's neat. As far as size, I don't really have anything that I can compare him with. I will pull out MP10's trailer, just because, you know, like I said, if you guys collect Masterpiece, you should have a trailer lying around somewhere. So we're going to put his tail straight out, edge to edge, like that. His head comes out further than Prime's trailer there. Let's put him on top here. And again, I just want to go from the end of the tail there to the end of the trailer. That's about right there. So you can kind of see just how tall he is there. He sticks out a little bit further than the trailer. Obviously, if his tail's folded up and we're going, you know, end to end there, he's going to be a lot smaller than the trailer. But just kind of give you an idea of just how big he is next to Prime's trailer, so you can kind of get an idea of how tall and how large this figure is. Standing next to Prime here, he is probably, let's say maybe 1/4 of an inch shorter than the trailer right here at the top of these here. So, nice looking figure, nice size figure, I mean. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, share with strangers you meet on the street, share with everyone. And until next time, you guys, thank you and stay safe.